You're watching the Daily Dodge pregame show.
And good evening. You are tuned into Daily Dodge TV's coverage of high school wrestling. I am Ninja. I am here tonight covering wrestling with the guy who can do play-by-play like no other when it comes to this. It seems activities director, athletic director, call him what you want, but we call him Ryan Gerber. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Ninja?
Doing very, very well. Looking forward to this. This will be our second broadcast together doing this, where I actually get to say something. Third broadcast that you've helped us out by doing play-by-play and kind of keeping us apprised of what's going on the mat, because there can be a lot going on down there that we don't always see.
Well, and Benny the Beaver's here now. He just rolled out, so
perfect.
It's a big night.
It's always a big night when Benny's here. He's got his singlet on, which I love. He's got an outfit for every sport here. I mean, you hear of two sport athletes. You know, he's quad?
Yeah,
at least.
Benny's committed to all of our sports, and he's definitely around tomorrow night. I would expect he'd be over at the Family Center with a big game over there with their hockey teams playing with Pond. But we got a big one here tonight, and it's youth night, so it's a perfect night for Benny to be here.
Absolutely, and we always like seeing him in the house. Love seeing the crowd that's here tonight. Good crowd for wrestling. Happy that everybody can tune out. If you haven't made it out here, you still have time to get out to the field house. Otherwise, you'll probably have us tuned in on your TV, on your phone, wherever you might be, and we appreciate you doing that as well.
Yeah, and call your friends, text anybody that may not be watching. This is a big one. This is Beaver Dam Milton, and Milton's one of the absolute true blue bloods of the sport here in Wisconsin. Every year, kids move on, families move on through graduation, through time, but the one constant is Milton wrestling being strong. So each year when you're a Badger Conference team and you see the schedule come out, there's a couple teams you look for. One of them's Stoughton, one of them's Milton, and they've earned that respect. And for the Golden Beavers, they opened up the season last year against Milton down there, and they lost by just a few points. We'll touch on that later. But that really was a deciding match in a conference title hunt, and it was the first match of the year. And it was, you can say what you will. You got to beat them at some point, so you get it. But for it to be that early, I know the Beavers were a little disappointed. But they've had some matches under the belt now, and now they get an opportunity to wrestle them. And this is another opportunity for that conference. All roads go through Milton until they don't. So this is a match that Coach Winker and his team and the staff have talked about, and they know that they have to get a big win tonight.
Well, we're hopefully going to discuss that and a little bit more. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, our own Wade Bates took the time to sit down with Tim Winklert, the high school wrestling coach, for a little pregame preview. We'll have that in just a few minutes on Daily Dodge TV.
Are you ready for peace of mind? Chad Guzzi here, owner of Air Care in Beaver Dam. If you're tired of unexpected repair bills, you want to sign up for our Total Care plan. It ensures top performance and prolonged life of your heating and air conditioning equipment. Air Care's Total Care customers receive annual inspections as well as a reduced maintenance rate, plus a 10% discount on all service repairs. Air Care, big enough to serve you, small enough to care. 920-356-8860.
The teams at Beaver Dam and Mayville Tire and Service are growing and adding service technicians and auto lube technicians. Work in a clean shop environment with a fun and friendly team that is committed to excellence and customer satisfaction. Competitive pay based on experience, full benefits, including health, dental, 401k. Join the growing team at Beaver Dam and Mayville Tire and Service. Find full job postings on Facebook or visit either location to submit your resume.
Hi, this is Dr. Adam Forster at Columbus Family Dental. If you've been unhappy with your smile, it's time that you come and see us. Our team of doctors are waiting to help you get your smile back. We'll take the time to talk with you and treat you like a member of our family, not just another number. Whether it's a whole mouth makeover or simply a little tweak, we'll find the right solution that fits you. For your free, no-pressure consultation, call us today at 623-5559.
Cheer! Now cheer louder. Any accomplishment worth doing is worth doing with all your heart and soul. The entire team at Hometown Glass and Improvement knows that dedication, time, and respect can lead to greatness. When practicing free throws, running for a touchdown, or installing new windows and doors, it's a commitment to something larger than oneself that creates a legacy. So keep cheering for your hometown team. Hometown Glass and Improvement, online at hometownglass.com.
Jerry's Automotive in Beaver Dam is a champion of our local schools. Team up with Jerry's Automotive by pumping your gas at their Spirit Pump, where 2 cents of every gallon is donated to a local school each month. Jerry's Automotive also provides exceptional vehicle service and repairs and a great selection of convenience items. Visit Jerry's Automotive Center WI.com and on Facebook. Jerry's Automotive, 700 North Spring Street in Beaver Dam, across the street from Beaver Dam Food Pride.
Is selling your home like a walk in the park? If you were in Central Park at 2 a.m., maybe. Chris Kladowski Real Estate. When it is time to sell, be it due to loss or love, growth or downsizing, staying near or going far, there are 3 basic steps. List it, sell it, move on. The steps are made simple by working with a trusted real estate advisor. Our family team is with you every step of the way, making those 3 steps as smooth and fun as possible. Kladowski Real Estate. We look forward to serving you.
When it comes to a winning lineup, turn to the selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at Napleton GM in Beaver Dam. Their team goes the extra mile to provide a winning experience, from hassle-free financing options to exceptional customer service. It's like having a dedicated cheering section cheering you on in every step of the vehicle purchase. Give the team at Napleton GM in Beaver Dam a call at 920-885-3301 or visit napleton151.com and find new roads with their winning inventory.
In today's financial markets, you will find all your needs met at Park Village Shopping Center. Time is right for a home equity line of credit. The folks at Horicon Bank can make those home remodel dreams a reality. Searching for sound financial advice? Kevin Smith of Edward Jones will help you make sense of your investments. Kevin knows the market inside and out. Nightberry Title meets all your title needs, from commercial to residential. The team at Nightberry is your partner for success. This is why you hear people say, I shop Park Village Shopping Center. You should too.
Park Village Shopping Center. You're watching the Daily Dodge pregame show.
The Beaver Dam High School wrestling team getting ready for a huge Badger Large Conference matchup on Thursday night as they have Milton coming to town, a match you can watch on Daily Dodge TV as we bring in head coach Tim Winker. Coach, before we talk about the Thursday night, just a pretty solid start to the season for your wrestling team. Just talk about what you've seen from them.
Yeah, I mean, we have, we talked at the beginning of the year, we have a lot of experienced kids with a lot of, success in the past coming back into our lineup again this year. And they've really jumped out to a great start. Some of our guys are still trying to, lock in a little bit this year. But I think we're working through that and they're navigating it. And, anytime being a math teacher, anytime at the beginning of the year, you only have a few matches in. Sometimes records don't accurately reflect exactly what's going on, but with a small sample size. But over the course of the year, it'll even out and get where it's supposed to. So really excited about how our guys are wrestling so far.
Coach, anybody maybe exceeding expectations this year from your team? And, because you've had a lot of battles at a lot of positions, but is there anybody that's had a lot of success here early on from their hard work?
Probably 3 of them stand out above the rest. Avery Femite right now is 17-1 for his record. Won our Wickersham tournament last weekend, took 3rd at the Battle on the Bay up in Bayport. It's an extremely tough tournament. His only loss is to Kellen Mullenbach, who's a returning state champion. So he's having a fantastic season so far, just really wrestling well. Mason Groh is 16-2. He won the Wickersham last weekend. Had a tough loss, ended up taking, I believe, 5th at Bayport. Only ended up losing 1 match there, and lost a tough match against a very talented wrestler from Watertown. And then Easton Warden's really been doing well. He's 15-3 so far in the season. Ended up taking 2nd at the Wickersham and I believe 3rd in Bayport 2 weeks ago. But 2 of his 3 losses are to the same kid, Cole Dummer from Union Grove. Very outstanding wrestler, and just the improvement he's made in 3 weeks. He wrestled in the first weekend and then again this past weekend. Went from getting tech-fouled the first weekend, and I believe Saturday he lost 4-0. So just huge growth in everything he's been doing in the last few weeks and the last year to really get himself to that point.
Coach, how about winning the Wickersham 16-team event on your home mat? Proud of the boys and your team in general. I should say proud of your wrestlers and how they performed last weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I haven't been here, but from my understanding, the tournament's going on for about 30 years, maybe a couple more. Our old-time coaches that still help with the event told me that's to their knowledge, the first time we've ever won the tournament. And certainly we've had some good teams invited there, but I think that's a testament to how good our team is this year. Combine that with, we had, a couple weight classes where our backups are placing in the top 5 as well. Had a couple kids that we want to make sure we get them in some varsity experience, because that's really where they should be wrestling. Just on our team, they're not able to crack that starting lineup. But for instance, at 132, Ryland Burwitz took 4th this weekend behind Avery Femite, who ended up winning it. And at 165, Odenico, I think, also took 4th behind Brock Mullenbach, who took 2nd. So just testament to the depth and the quality of wrestlers we have, not only in our starting lineup, but also, backing those kids up.
Coach, Milton coming to town early in the season, but huge conference implications. Just tell me about Milton and the quality of their wrestling team.
Well, anybody that knows Milton knows they have a couple very elite athletes. One of the top recruits in the nation, Aiden Sinclair, wrestles for him. Aiden's a 2-time state champ already. He's going into his senior year here. Tyson Peach in the 130s, 138, 144, somewhere in there. He's a favorite to place top 3 probably in the state this year. Aiden Slama is at 120, 126. He's a favorite to probably place at the state tournament this year. You put guys like that in the lineup, people know who your team is. They have obviously they have that very top end talent, but they're kind of suffering a little bit from graduation. They had a lot of very solid seniors in their lineup last year. Some other elite kids that graduated last year. So their depth throughout the lineup maybe isn't as good as it's been in the previous years, but you always want to make sure that their top kids aren't knocking out your top kids, and you can win as many matches as possible.
Coach, keys to the match if you want to get an early season dual meet victory over Milton.
We just got to wrestle the way we wrestle, the way we prepare. We've been talking this year with our kids that hope is not a strategy, that there is no luck. Luck is for the unprepared. So all weekend, this week, last week, we're just talking about being prepared and everything that we do leading into an event or just throughout the season. If we wrestle with, our best guys, putting them in the best position and wrestling the way they can, we should be able to handle things. But if we make some mistakes, Milton's a team that can definitely capitalize on that.
Coach Tim Winker, I appreciate the time. Again, people can't make it out to the field house, but we want a big crowd to come out there and back the Golden Beavers. You can watch that match, say, on Daily Dodge TV. Coach Winker, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
At Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam, we are a second-generation family-owned business that has been in the Beaver Dam community for over 25 years. Our goal is to make the process of buying a vehicle fun again. No pressure, no hassle, just quality customer service from our friendly and experienced sales staff. So give us an opportunity the next time you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle. The worst that can happen is we shake hands and part as friends, and if you catch us on the right day, you can enjoy one of Mom's amazing homemade cookies. Let our family take care of your family at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam.
Hi, I'm Josh Schneider with Silica for Your Home. We have a great feature available in our showrooms, our digital price tags. They search the internet every day and allow us to adjust the prices based on our competitors. That ensures you are always getting the best deal. If it finds a lower price, it will automatically change our Silica price in real time. These digital price tags are all about saving you time and money. Shop Silica for Your Home for the best sales, service, and selection.
Hey, it's Stacy with Slumberland, Beaver Dam in Watertown. Stop in and see everything that our store has to offer. We built it just for you. We have mattresses, box springs, power bases, bedroom sets, furniture, living room sets, dining sets, everything that you would need to complete your entire home. We've got our interest-free financing and a really great local staff here to help you. So you've got all local people here to help you out from start to finish for anything that you would need. So stop in, shop local, and save big with us.
Summit Ford Beaver Dam, we are committed to serving the customers in our community, to bringing you into our dealership and making the buying process easy, fun, stress-free, and memorable. Thank you for choosing us and voting us Dodge County's best place to buy a new or used vehicle. Stop in today for a test drive and to see how we can help you find the car of your dreams. Summit Ford Beaver Dam.
The comfort in your home is too important to trust to just anyone. With over 75 years in the industry, Surefire Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to bring our community the heating and cooling services you deserve. Expect nothing short of excellence in service, installation, and 24/7 emergency service. As a premier Lennox dealer, we carry the best in equipment to bring you and your home peace of mind. Schedule your annual maintenance or claim your free in-home estimate today, 920-485-4883. Surefire, keeping what's important comfortable since 1947.
American drivers overpay an average of $368 per year on their auto insurance. Why? Because, well, insurance is hard. It's complicated. It's time-consuming to get quotes from multiple companies, so we overpay. Or we call Richards Insurance in Beaver Dam. Make one call and receive a quote from a great company like Auto Owners Insurance. The team at Richards Insurance will literally do all the work for you. So if you could be saving money each month with an Auto Owners Insurance policy, you'll know about it. How much will you save with Richards Insurance? To find out, call Richards Insurance or stop in at 123 North Spring Street, downtown Beaver Dam. With offices in Columbus, Watertown, West Bend, and Oshkosh. With over 50 employees and hundreds of years insurance experience across 5 offices, you'll get full-service counseling with no obligation. Your auto owner's insurance carrier is Richards Insurance in Beaver Dam. Call 887-1615.
We'll be there with you. Richards Insurance of Beaver Dam.
Hi, this is Sandy from McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. We are proud to support all Beaver Dam athletes. While at home watching high school sports, why not be comfortable? McKinstry's is a lazy boy comfort studio. We have sofas, recliners, sectionals, and reclining sofas. Stop into McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam and add comfort to your home.
Year after year, McKinstry's.
You're watching the Daily Dodge pregame show.
And welcome back to the Beaver Dam High School Fieldhouse. I am Ninja. Sitting here with me, I've got Ryan Gerber, and we are about to get things started. Now, Ryan, you were saying that this is a pretty big deal, this matchup between Milton and Beaver Dam.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, this is a matchup between two teams that have their eyes set on winning a conference championship. For the Beavers, this is the first time, or would be one of the first times that they have a shot at a conference championship since coming over to the Badger Conference. They were a Little 10 team for a long time and had a lot of success over the years, especially under the leadership of Coach Jeff Slayton. Since coming over to the Badger Conference, this conference for a long time has been controlled by two teams, really, Stoughton and Milton. And Milton's rattled off 30-plus conference championships between the Badger and the Southern Lakes. So this is a matchup for the Beavers where they're up against one of the true blue bloods of the sport in Wisconsin, one of the true programs that consistently every year reloads. There's never been really a rebuilding year. It's a reload. And so all sorts of respect for the Milton program and the coaching staff that they've had. Pat Yelk, who's their head coach, he's been there for at least 20 years. I have tremendous respect for. I think he's truly one of the best coaches in the state. And I've said consistently, even coaching against him, he's, to me, in my eyes, the best coach in the conference and one of the best coaches in the state. That's nothing to take away from anybody else. He's just that darn good. And so this is a team that you find on the schedule when it comes out. You circle it. You want to make sure, or you hope at least, that it lands at a good spot in the season. For these two programs, it's early in the season, but still, it's not the first like it was last year. So this is going to be a fight tonight. The one thing I can tell you, players change, wrestlers change, families change, but what Milton's going to do is they're going to come and punch you in the mouth. They're going to wrestle a 6-minute match. There's going to be no let up from these kids. Coach Yelk wouldn't allow that to happen. So it's going to be a fight, and hopefully the Golden Beavers are ready to go tonight.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to this one. We do want to thank everybody again for tuning in here on Daily Dodge TV. We do want to thank our presenting video sponsors, Hometown Glass and Improvement, Columbus Family Dental, and the Beaver Dam Unified School District. We also want to thank our other sponsors, McKinstry's Home Furnishings, Klidowski Real Estate, Slumberland, Silica for Your Home, Summit Ford, Beaver Dam Mayville Tire and Service, Surefire, Richards Insurance, Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Park Village Shopping Center, Preferred Dental Partners, Jerry's Automotive, Air Care, Napleton Chevy Buick GMC, and White Construction. We also want to remind everybody that if you haven't had a chance yet to check them out, we had one today, that you can tune into the monthly Let's Talk radio show with Superintendent Mark DeStefano on the third Thursday of the month at 11:10 on FM 95.3 WBEV, Beaver Dam Unified School District, guiding students, empowering futures. Now, it looked like there was some youth wrestlers here tonight. Is it youth night?
Yep, it's youth night. Awesome night for the program. As you can see there, it looks like the youth kids are going to be lining up, making a tunnel for the high school kids to run through. I know what they've done here is they've had some youth kids who've chosen to sign up and are courageous enough to get on the mat tonight. Oh. They're going to walk out some of our varsity wrestlers during the intro. So just a really nice touch that Coach Winker has put on here, really connecting the present with the future. You know, wrestling, there's only 14 spots on the varsity for the varsity lineup, but it takes depth. And if you don't have depth, you're going to really struggle. Very few programs are able to really sustain themselves year after year after year without having a deep roster. And that starts with your youth program, making sure that you're building quality wrestlers. And it isn't so much about recruiting as much as about retention. As the lights go out and the spotlight comes on, we're about ready to get warm-ups or introductions started, and you can see Benny the Beaver's heading on out. He's ready to go. He's got the singlet ready, so this is going to be a good one.
I do love the dramaticism of it all. The music comes up
the
slowly.
The pageantry, right?
Yes.
They do it well here, you know, and they've got the lights set up for the mat lamp. They're able to shut the lights down. They're able to pull the curtains down on each side, so we've got this enormous field house, but it makes it feel small and intimate. Hey, fans out there, let's build it so that we have to pull both sides of the bleachers out on a night like this. So we want to keep building. You got a good program here, an exciting program here, a well-coached team here, a lot of potential in the future. Get on the bandwagon now if you're not on, because there's not going to be space before you know it. Let's get after it tonight.
Now, one question I've always had is, when it comes to things like baseball, football, whatever, you might have a top roster, a roster you can fill, maybe a maximum number of students you can have. Is that something you worry about in wrestling, or is it really just you're fighting for that slot?
Well, there are 14 weight classes, and every couple of years, as a state, we're going to be looking and reassessing whether 14 is the right number. Some states have gone to 13, some have gone to 12. But you can have as many guys out as you want. There are some programs in the state that are fortunate enough. And we know the mic works.
Yeah, we definitely know the mic works.
We still know the mic works.
I'm just glad of any and all audio equipment that's messing up, it's not ours.
Well, yeah, I was wondering, is that in my ear because of what's going on here? I knew it wasn't. Now the mic's still not working. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be rough to wrestle if we have that loud humming in our ears.
Yes, it will.
Might have to move this to the wrestling room. Everybody pile in. No, there are some programs out there that have 80-some wrestlers out there. You know, and that comes to, again, building culture and what your youth program has and being able to sustain. And so we'll see. With the influx of girls wrestling over the last few years, that's certainly building numbers as well. So there are some programs, you know, D3 programs down in southwestern Wisconsin that are really strong that only have 25 kids, but they're able to sustain because generations go through wrestling, they stay there, their kids wrestle, and that's fortunate. But for most of us, we have to rely on bringing new people in, and like this team here, the Beaver Dam team, we got about 40 kids out for wrestling. That's really a nice premium number, but sure would love to have 75, 80 kids out like some of the other programs around the state.
And I can tell it's definitely a number that's grown over the last few years. I think even just compared to last year and the year before watching wrestling, really appreciate seeing that number grow. We're going to pause now for the national anthem. All right. And you said we're starting off with a weight class of 175 tonight. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're going to start at 175. So starting in the upper weights, we'll go all the way up to heavyweight and cycle right down to the lower weights. Folks, you're going to be in for a treat tonight. If you're not aware, Milton at 195 is a guy by the name of Aiden Sinclair. And hold on to your hats here. He is the #1 ranked kid, not just in the state, but in the country.
Oh, wow.
#1 ranked kid in the country at 190 pounds. So you're going to get to see him. This is a kid that's committed to Missouri, so you're going to get an opportunity to see a real collegiate athlete right here on the mat, one of the best in the country, compete. One of the other things I want to take a minute, if I can, real quick here. This sport relies on, retaining and recruiting new wrestlers. We kind of talked about that. The other piece that requires here is to continue to have and recruit officials. Wisconsin, like most states around the country, is in dire need of officials. We have a number of officials that choose not to come back every year. We have a number of officials that choose to come back that are well past the time that they'd like to retire, but they're doing it in order to keep this sport happening. Yes, it requires athletes to be on the mat to continue, obviously. But if we don't have people officiating, we can't continue this. So if you're watching this match and you're saying, well, geez, that guy blew that call or that guy needs to be in better position, I'm going to challenge you. Give me a call tomorrow, Friday. I'll be in the office. Or after winter break, give me a call, and I will help you get set up being an official with the WIAA. I will sponsor you to get on there. We need more officials. If you think that you're up for it, come on out. And here's the deal. If you're an alumnus, a former wrestler, if you're a former coach, this is the best way to give back to the sport of wrestling by being an official. And by the way, not just wrestling, all sports. We need officials in all sports. So again, help us out. Consider becoming an official. It doesn't mean you have to do everything. It doesn't mean you have to do just varsity. You can do all the different levels, but we need officials. So please, please, please consider being an official. If you're not sure how to go about that, give me a call, stop in the office, we'll get you set up. I've got about 4 boys off of this team, this Beaver Dam team, that have signed up to be an official this year. So they're going to be able to go work youth events. They can work middle school events. And yes, they can get paid while doing it, because if you're a high school kid, you don't pay any official's fee through the WIA. You get to join for free. So if you've got a son or daughter out there that wants to be an official and maybe has done a different sport, they can get signed up as long as they're in high school for free and go do these things. So again, this is a great opportunity to give back. College students, a great way to make a little bit of extra cash while they're hanging out in the dorm. And for adults, a great way to give back to the sport. So please, please, please consider being an official.
Yeah, I can't echo that sentiment enough. We've talked with, several teammates who, I think of, now his name's escaping me, Tim Haldeman. Tim Haldeman, longtime teammate of ours, longtime color commentary, is an official for the basketball season, baseball season, and he's always talking about how shorthanded they are. and how it's wonderful to see athletes who maybe play in high school, progress into the college level, and then when they're done, they come back and they want to give back to that sport and continue to hold on to that passion that they had.
Well, and I challenge former coaches. I challenge former coaches that, got to enjoy the sport from a different angle to get on the mat or get on the field and be an official too. And I know I'm a little hypocritical that way, but unfortunately my schedule at this point, being the athletic director, doesn't allow me to. But someday if it does allow me to, expect me to put the stripes on. Like some of the best people to jump back in are former coaches. The knowledge is there, the experience is there. You know how to deal with coaches on the sideline.
Right.
By the way, if you were a coach that liked to yell at the official, it might be time to have karma swing back a little bit. But hey, we need officials. We'll take whoever we can get. We'll coach them up. We'll teach them up. Especially in the Badger Conference, where we have so many officials that are loyal to the sports and coming back every year. We can get you with some great mentors. Just a little bit of history coming into tonight. Milton again wrestled Beaver Dam last year. It was the opening match of the Badger Conference schedule. Milton was able to win that match 41-33 down in Milton. That really set the tone for the rest of the season and set Milton on a path to win another conference title. The Beavers did end up in second place. So again, this matchup tonight has been on their mind since last year. They've circled this match as another opportunity to avenge that loss, but also to take that next step and to push for a conference title. The Milton Redhawks, again, head coach Pat Yauk out there, one of the great coaches in the sport. For sure, when he decides to hang it up, will be a Hall of Famer, the George Martin Hall of Famer, I guarantee. He's going to have his team ready. And, of course, Golden Beavers, our Golden Beavers, with a great staff of our own, coached by UW lacrosse grad Tim Winker. We're going to be starting at 175 pounds here, so we're starting in the upper weights. That will send, for the Beavers, Colton Schultz, who's a sophomore, 10-2 at this point of the year. And he'll be matching up with Matthew Wendt of Milton, who's also junior, 3-10 coming in. Now, the one thing I'm going to say, you're going to, when I go through some of these records, you're going to see some lower records on the Milton side. Understand that there are few teams that wrestle as tough of a record or schedule as Milton does. They've been at two tough tournaments out of state. They've accrued some losses that maybe they wouldn't have if they would have stayed in state. So their records are pretty legit. And that's not to say ours aren't. The Golden Beaver records aren't. You know, we've wrestled in tough Howard Manny duels, and we had the Wickersham here this last weekend. So I look for all these matches to be pretty tough. So Colton Schultz here leading things off for the Golden Beavers. Last year was a sectional qualifier. Spent a lot of his off season this year wrestling freestyle and Greco, getting better. Takes the opponent down with a front headlock, goes right into a hip attack, and we're on the attack with a chop and jam. Again, Matthew Wendt, a junior for Milton, 3-10 on the season. Colton is pretty hot right now. This last Saturday, we hosted the Wickersham Invitational this weekend here at the Fieldhouse. Had 15 schools in. Colton took first place at 175 pounds. So went 5-0 on the day, wrestled some tough competition. I know there were some barn burner matches at the end. One, I believe, is championship match by a point at the end. So he's wrestling tough right now. He's going to build experience as he goes on. This is going to be a great year to grow and learn. And as you can see, he's staying tough on top, looking for a cradle here. Try to get some back points early.
I was noticing really quick there, he had a good hold of the Milton wrestler's ankle. Right. He's really trying to control that leg, and I know you've talked about the importance of controlling those limbs.
Yeah, so with an ankle ride like that, you got to be a little bit careful. You can't stay on there forever. Mm-hmm. You only get about 5 seconds on that ankle. I'm not sure if the official was calling for stalling there.
It looked like he might have gotten out, possibly.
So we went off. There's going to be a caution there. So what Colton and this Golden Beaver team is really strong on top. I would say that's really been the calling card of this team. There aren't too many programs that are as tough on top or really make that their part of their identity. But this team is coached very similar to a collegiate team where you take people down, you ride them out, you grind on them, you wear them down, you get the back points, and you look for a pin. So Colton there took his kid down, rode him out. Now we're starting the period again. He's got a leg Turk there. He's a little low. You see he's hooking the bottom leg, and what happened was he hooked the Milton wrestler's leg below the knee, and what that allowed for is the Milton wrestler's leg to come out there and free up. Now he's got kind of a leg in. We've got an arm bar. We're kind of in rough position, but he's going to get the turn here. He's getting near fall. He's getting swipes there, as you can see by the official. So he's got near fall points coming. It looks like 2 have been awarded or will be awarded, but he's obviously looking for a pin here with time running out. And I think, so he's going to get 3 near fall points. He got the Milton shoulders broke of the 45 degree. So he's going to get 5 swipes there, which is 3 near fall, so it's 5-0 coming in. But I think if we had a couple more seconds there, we probably would have been have a pin. Beaver Dam's choice, second period, we're going to choose down. That's the correct decision to make. Gives you the position, if you have choice, to score points right away, and he gets a reversal there. That's 2. And not only just a reversal, but a reversal to the kid's back. So he's got 2 near fall points swiped already, which are now awarded. So now we are up 9-0. So again, just as a reminder for those of us that aren't necessarily wrestling real knowledgeable about the sport, when we talk about wins and losses here, we're also talking about team points. If you win by 7 or less points, that's 3 team points. If you win by 8 to 14, that's a major decision. That's worth 4 team points. And if you win by 15 points, that's a tech fall. It's match stops immediately. That's worth 5. And of course, a pin or a forfeit, or I guess if you're ejected, which God help us, we better not see tonight, that's worth 6. So when you're wrestling a team like Milton, you know, you look for the winnable matches, but you also look for the matches that you can get bonus points. And bonus points are anything above that decision of 3 points. So bonus points being a major of 4, a tech fall of 5, or a pin of 6. So as a coach, you look at the roster, you look at your winnable matches, and then you look to see, okay, where can we win and get bonus points? This is one of those matches that coach signaled, and we've got an arm bar or a chicken wing, as some of you may call it. We've reversed that to reverse half. We've got them pretty flat. There's a pin. Nice way to start for the Golden Beavers, up 6-0.
Just 24 seconds left in that second round.
So Colton Schultz, he stays hot. Stays hot from this weekend. So in his last 6 matches, he's 6-0. That's a good stretch that he's on. And now he's going to go run a little bit, cool himself down. That brings, of course, Mason Groh to the mat for the Golden Beavers. Mason at this point in the season is 16-2 on the season as a junior. He's going to get Aiden Sinclair of Milton, senior. And as I mentioned earlier in the year, the #1 ranked wrestler at this weight in the country. Aiden is 10-0 on the year. He is committed to Missouri, so we're going to get a treat here to see. In on a shot, in on a single leg. Mason's doing the best he can to defend. We're going to get 2 takedown here. Aiden's going to cut us, let us go back to our feet. So that's 1 for us, so 2-1. Sinclair's back on the attack. And the way he wrestles, yes, I know he's a really tough wrestler, but this is a style that Milton's really known for, that constantly attacking style.
Very high energy.
Yeah, high energy, high tempo. You notice when he comes to his feet, he doesn't break his stance. He typically stays in that stance. So it's 4-2, 2 takedowns, 2 times he's led us up. We're back on our feet. 1:15 left in the first period. Nice short drag there for a takedown. And escape 6-3. You notice that, we're trying to tie him up. Mason's trying to tie those wrists up. Tying those wrists up will help slow things down a little bit. But he breaks through that on a high crotch there. Got to be careful here. Good defense. Grove's done a nice job keeping his hips back. He needs to bounce that head, get that down, and that is slick. Just a little duck under there for the takedown. 8-4, 35 seconds left in the match. We're going to have blood time on Mason. So we're going to have a timeout here with 35 seconds left. So the match score is 8-4.
Now, is this a strategy to do this takedown, let him back up, takedown, back up? Is that?
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways you can look at it. When you have, when you feel like you have the superior wrestler and you can take somebody down, this is an opportunity to get match time in and work on some things. For some teams, this is their style. So for teams that I coached, we were very heavy on takedowns. So we always coach our kids. We want to be 6-2 at the end of the first period. That means 3 takedowns, 2 let up, and then we take them down after the third and ride them out for the first period. Sometimes, if the wrestler isn't very strong on the mat and good on the feet, you just keep taking down. So it really kind of depends on where you are as a coach, where you are with your kid. Like I said, Mason's a good wrestler. He's a kid that we expect to make a push for the state tournament. He's just wrestling the number 1 kid in the country. And so this puts us at a score of 12-5. Time's going to run out. 6 takedowns in the first period. Mason's just got to keep his head up here and just keep fighting. Just got to keep fighting. He's going to defer, and Sinclair is going to choose neutral. Now, chances are Sinclair would have let us up if we would have chose down there and we would have picked up a point, but coaches are playing for the third period here. So again, 12-5, third period here. We're in on a shot again, single leg outside single. He's just going to turn the corner, 14-5, and now we're wrestling. Now we go back up. Now he's on a 2-on-1 or Russian. Switching to a front headlock series here. Mason's got to circle out of that, control the elbow. Well, it looks like Sinclair's got a deep underhook there and just bulls him over. That's tough there. That's a lot of strength there, and Mason's a pretty big guy, pretty strong kid. So that's pretty tough. So Milton's going to get the pin and tie up. The team score at 6 apiece. Again, one of the best wrestlers you're probably ever going to see hit the mat for Milton.
Yeah, and like you said, very indicative of what Milton's trying to bring to the table. High energy, really got at it. There was not a lot of just circling. Yeah. It seemed like there was constant contact.
And Mason, again, great wrestler. Finished first at the Wickersham last week. He was sectional qualifier last year. He's done a lot of wrestling in the offseason himself. So he's no slouch. He's a guy who's going to be pushing for a shot at that state tournament, but you just saw a whole nother level there. So moving to 2:15, scores tied at 6 apiece. The Beavers are going to send out Gavin Viton, who's a junior, 7-3 on the season. Finished up this last weekend at the Wickersham as second. Last year was 4th place at the conference tournament and sectional qualifier. Milton is going to send out Kenan Yauk, who's a junior for the team. This is another big matchup for us in that this is an opportunity to get Gavin back. He looked really good going to the finals, and I think he just got a little tired. He had a later start to the season this year, so he's still trying to find his legs and isn't necessarily filling out that whole 2:15, but he's certainly got the frame to put it on. I know his goal is to put on weight and strength, and he just lifts his opponent up and puts him down. When I talked to Gavin about coming out and wrestling, he's a big body, he's a big, strong kid, and he's talented. He's wrestled for a long time. So I know this team is very fortunate to have him on the team and very fortunate to have him part of this. And so he's got the takedown in dominant fashion. Now he throws in a leg, and now he's really scraping. And what he needs to do is scoot his hips over. He was keeping his hips a little bit parallel. He's got to shoot his hips a little bit further over as he scrapes there. And now he's, looks like he's working a half, working a bar. Still got that leg in. When you throw those legs in, and you're going to see this Beaver Dam team do that a lot. you really cut that person until you really take their legs away. And so, if you think of the body as everything runs through the torso, you take away the legs and the hips, there's not much the opponent can do but just fight off hands. And so for wrestlers that are really good at it, running legs, and here to me is the best leg ride in the world. It's a leg Turk. All you do is hook that bottom leg, scrape the face, and lift your leg. He's got to arch his back a little bit, which he just did. That's going to pull the shoulders square to the mat. This is the best leg. He's got to elevate. This is the best leg ride you're ever going to find. You can do all of those 2 legs in. You can do all those fancy things, but the best leg ride is a leg Turk. And he's got him flat. He's got 10 seconds to get this pin. Otherwise, he's going to have 3 near fall coming to him. By the way, Ninja, this is not a position you want to be in if you're the Milton wrestler, having your face scraped off and your head turned to your heel. Not a lot of fun. Whew. So it's going to be 5-0. Milton's choice in the second. They're going to defer. That means we're going to have choice, and we're going to choose. We're going to choose down. Typically, the teams that I coach, if you get that choice to defer, you get the choice after defer, you choose down. And the reason you do that, again, is to score points. I always believe, though, too, you need to be strong, and you need to be very strong in 2 of the 3 positions, takedowns and bottom wrestling. You need to be good at all 3, of course. But if you can take people down, if you can get away from people, you're going to be up points. And there you see you got a very quick reversal. Let's see if he can get back to that leg Turk. Very successful there and just grind this match out. By the way, for those of you wondering how the hockey team's doing, I don't have the score, but Beaver Dam is up 1-0 on the DeForest Co-op. Thank you, Austin Keach. And we've got the turn again. We've got that leg hooked. We've got the outside leg hook, but we've got the arm. We've got a reverse half. We've got the arm thrown across. We've got plenty of time here, over a minute of time, and there it is. Pin, 6 points for the team, and a nice win for Gavin.
Looks like an absolute impressive showing of strength and athleticism and just that nonstop effort that we want to see out of these wrestlers, right?
Yeah, and Beaver Dam, they teach your guys to be tenacious as well. So, again, a good matchup of two well-coached teams. Now we move to heavyweight. Michael Keberlin's coming up. He's a sophomore on the season. He's 8-9 on the year, wrestled at the Wickersham this last weekend and took 6th. He's up against Joseph Steffen, a sophomore. And I just had my research team just tell me that the goal that the Beaver Dam hockey team had was scored by Joe Trotter, so he's staying hot on the year. So nice of them. So again, you don't need to switch over there just quite yet. I'll just give you the updates, and then we'll let you know how things go. Keberlin here, he's making the move up to heavyweight, and he's a big, strong kid too. He holds his position well. He holds the center of the mat. We just got to make some adjustments, and that adjustment going from 215 up to heavyweight, it doesn't seem like much because it seems like small heavyweight up to big heavyweight, but it is a challenge, especially against some of the bigger kids. So right there you see what Keberlin's doing. He's trying to slide that forearm across his face and get behind him. He needs to hit that a little bit harder. There it is. Drag that arm. I was at practice last night. He was working with his coach on that, exclusively working on that. So when you're a coach and you see things translating from the practice room to the competition, you always love to see that. And now we go back to work on top. Again, here's another Golden Beaver with a leg in. He didn't use that very long, but what he did was he used it to get a wrist and a half, and now he's going to run that half. And this right here is toughness. You've got to be tough here. Let's stretch this guy out if we can't get him. There he goes. He's going to go. He'll go. Just be tough. Be tough. Chest a little bit lower, which he's resetting his chest. Another step, and he's getting near fall here. That's another tough position, Ninja, you want to be in. Now it's all over. Another pin for the Golden Beavers to go up 18-6 on the Red Hawks. And now we're going to be heading to the lightweights. Nice win for Mike, who draws his record even on the season at 9-9. That'll bring up 106. Preston Hammond from the Beaver Dam will be coming out. He's a freshman. Had a lot of experience wrestling in the youth. Was a state qualifier at the kids level the last 2 years in youth, 7th and 8th grade. Placed 4th as a 7th grader. So this is a kid that's got some experience. He's going to be wrestling David Billhorn of Milton, who's also a freshman, who's 11-4 on the season. Billhorn, state qualifier also the last 2 years at the state level. Billhorn's had some tough competition early this year and has had some success, and you can see a snap down right to a far ankle or near ankle, gets him down. So nice fundamental wrestling by the Milton wrestler here, going right into half Nelson. What I can tell, I haven't seen this Billhorn wrestle yet until tonight, is he's aggressive. He knows what he's attacking. He gets after it. So as you notice, he laced that wrist through to half. He grabbed it. He started running immediately. There was no lost time. There was no loss of motion. Now we're working on, looks like a spiral ride. He's putting his leg in, it looks like, putting the boots in to try to take that lower half off, and now we've got a half Nelson and a crossface here. Preston's in a little bit of trouble here. One thing I'll say about the lightweights, Ninja, they're a lot more flexible than the big guys, so sometimes pinning that shoulder is a little bit more of an adventure than it is at the upper weights. This Billhorn from Milton is obviously an experienced wrestler. He knows what he's doing out there. He's aggressive. And Preston, he's fighting in there. And I'll give Preston this. I've watched him wrestle a couple different times this year. Once at the East Troy tournament and a few other times. He's got a lot of heart. He doesn't give up. He keeps fighting in there. And that's what you want to see as a coach. I know Preston's given up some weight. He's not a full 106. So you just hope that he keeps fighting in there and keeps working. And really in a position like this, if you're not going to get the win, keep Milton away from bonus points. So again, when we're wrestling in a dual meet, it's all about bonus points, getting bonus points and preventing bonus points. Unfortunately, right now he's got his shoulders turned, but his hips aren't, which is what's really holding him off, staying away from his back. But he's in a hole here. He's down 8-0. So right now, if things ended now, we'd be giving up a major. So again, he's up. Yeah, they had the score wrong for a second. So first period ends, we're down 8-0. But again, Preston was in a tough spot there. There were 2 times that he looked like he was going to his back. He stayed off his back. And again, as a team part, you're preserving bonus points. So Milton wrestler had choice in the second period. It's our choice. Hammond chose neutral. And you choose neutral there because, again, Billhorn rode us out pretty good and had his way with us. Tried to get it to a takedown, just got caught up, taking too far of a shot, got too stretched out. So Billhorn with the takedown up 10-0, and right in looking for a cradle here, looking for near fall points. Again, for Hammond here, obviously the first objective is to come back. The first objective is to do what you can to win this match. But the other objective here is to not give up a pin. Save bonus points because, here's the deal, and I've never been a big math guy. The guy to my left can attest to that. But I do know that 5 is less than 6 and 4 is also less than 6. So if you stay off your back and you keep from getting pinned, you're giving up less bonus points.
I will say I can definitely see that difference you talk about when it comes to the heavyweight from the lightweight wrestlers. I mean, here, these gentlemen come across as being much more long, lanky, long limbs, and I can see, definitely making more of a point, and you can see the importance of spreading those legs out, keeping your base.
Well, and the difference in weight, it's just different styles. The bigger you get, the more muscle mass you have, the bigger the individual. So it's a lot more of a power style up at the upper weights, whereas the lightweights, you typically see them flying around. They're like little water bugs out there a lot of times. This match doesn't look like that because Billhorn's really taking us down and really grinding on top, and it's really slowed things down for a 106-pound match. But most typically, your lightweight matches, they're flying around, scoring a lot of points. But again, Preston's doing well here. Again, he is down 10-0, but he's going to end this period here. He's going to get a shot at the third period, and again, he's saving bonus points for the Golden Beavers. Now it's Milton's choice here. Milton's going to ride, which I don't know. I know he's gotten some turns, but he hasn't gotten there. If I'm Milton, I might choose the bottom position, try to get an extra point, maybe a reversal. You end up, especially with a reversal, get back in the same position you're currently at. I know they're looking for a pin. I get that. And they're still going to look for a pin. But, again, I think if you can score points, you do that. But we're in a tough spot now. He doesn't have a leg, and we just had his leg. We needed to give up that leg a little bit earlier. And we got turned there. Billhorn's looking for just kind of trying to push our head underneath our body and push us over the top of that. That's stuff that you see at the youth level. You don't see at the high school level. That's something that as he gets older, he won't go to necessarily. But again, Preston, we're at about 1:10 here.
Yeah.
He's down 10-0. We have gotten called for stalling here. The first one's free. The second one's a point. So if you don't know what that means, we got warned. The next time he'll get a point against him. But again, in a match like this where you're just trying to save bonus points and just trying to keep from getting pinned, again, the first stall is free. The next one's a point, and that's okay. And you see that strategy play out high schools across the country, but also a lot of colleges. You see that a lot more. Again, Preston isn't opening up. His head's on the mat. He's not opening up. He's probably going to get called for another stall here. But again, there's 30 seconds left in the match. There's 30 seconds left in the match. 22 seconds left in the match. Again, we're in a tough spot here. Preston's got to get that arm free. If he can get that arm free, he's going to go back to his belly here, but he's got to keep that shoulder up. 12 seconds left in the match. 10 seconds left in the match. Now he's going to get out of there completely. 5 seconds. 2 near fall going to Milton. And right there, he is going to lose 10-2. However, he didn't get pinned. And again, 4 points are going to go up on the board for Milton. That's a major decision, 4 points. But his goal, if you're not going to win, you don't get pinned. And he just saved the team 2 bonus points. So again, those are big point differentials in tight matches against teams that are tough like that. That's a win. That's a win, and I guarantee you he's walking around with his chest out a little bit. He would have loved to have gotten a win there, but he knows what he did for the team, and doing those things for the team is super important in doing a meet like this.
And you can tell the team knew what he was doing as well, because they when he got that reversal, when they saw where the points were sitting, the entire team cheered for him.
Oh, yeah. So we're heading to 113 for the Golden Beavers. We got Landon Johnson, who's a sophomore. He's 10-8 on the season. This last weekend, he took 5th at the Wickersham. And for the Red Hawks, we have Carissa Choi, a senior who is 0-1 on the season. Wrestled this past weekend in Madison at the Badger State Tournament. They have an all-female division and took 7th there. So she's got some experience this year, and she's done some good things. But Johnson's a tough wrestler, and he's up at 13, so that we can fill a weight class. He gets a takedown here. He looks for a very aggressive power half. He's got a half in there. He's got that thing deep with about 1:24 left to go. And you know what his objective is. So where Preston last match was looking to not get pinned, in this match the objective would be to get 6. So he tried to run that half. She's pretty flexible, and he wasn't able to get her to turn. So you see the change in approach. He went for a cradle there and wasn't able to get locked up. I think he needs to go back to that cradle. He's got a cross wrist. With his right hand, he's got her left wrist, and he's driving across the body, trying to lift that near leg to get to a leg turn. But he's got to run over that wrist. He's got to get on his toes and drive towards her head, and that outside arm will pop up. He gave it up. Went to a crossface. Now he's going back to that cradle, so he's got a crossface. Crossface, again, we've got a couple things from that. He was looking for a cradle. Could have also looked inside leg Turk to try to get some near fall points. So 17 seconds left. He's up 2-0. He's really working wrist tough there. She's doing a nice job, again, not turning her shoulders, not giving up back points. Now he's got a half again. He's got to get out to the side and run it. That's going to be the first move. So Johnson was real aggressive there. But again, she's not giving up anything to her back either. So like Hammond in the last match, you know, she's not going to her back. So Golden Beavers had a choice there. They deferred. Milton's choice here. Milton's going to choose top, it looks like. So the thinking here, anytime someone chooses top, you got to be thinking cradle from the top position. Top person's got a cradle, or they're going to throw legs. Typically, people don't choose top unless they're real tough there. Nice hip heist there to get out of space. Now he's got to separate there. You want to get one here, and he's going to go with a power move. He's going to catch her. Power move, take her right to her back. He's getting near fall and the pin. That's another 6 for the Golden Beavers.
Winning by a fall for the Golden Beavers, Landon.
Nice job, Landon. Now, we've talked about it a few times, Ninja, the last few dual meets that we've done. The Beavers have been a young team. They've got some guys coming up, talented kids. We got another wrestler coming up at 120 pounds that is making his season debut tonight under the lights on the mat against Milton. This wrestler is Braden Lanaville, wrestling at 120 pounds as a freshman. He's going to catch Devlin Albrecht of Milton, who's a sophomore. She is 3-3 on the season. So we've got Milton, who's 3-3 on the season. She does a lot of wrestling with Team Zara in the offseason. And then Braden Lanaville coming and making his season debut for the Golden Beavers as a freshman. Let's see what happens here. She comes out trying to throw. Lanaville's going to catch her. No takedown's been awarded, although he had the inside leg. So he's caught up now, and she's going to reverse that position. So it's now 2-2. And now he's stuck on his back. He's got to get off his back, and he does. 2 near fall awarded for Milton there. She held him for under 5 seconds, but longer than 2. She's looking to control the outside leg. Lanaville's reaching back. We don't want to reach back there. He's going to a sit out. He's got to peel hands. Now he's to his feet, get 1. That's at least an escape, which is what the official gave him. So right now it's 4-3 Milton. She got a takedown and 2 near fall. Now they're adjusting some scores. Now the score is 5-4 Beaver Dam. I'm wondering if they gave him some near fall earlier when he got the first takedown earlier in the match. So 5-4. He needs to work that head. She's leaning heavy. Nice tip on her part. He got lazy with his hips. She tipped him, put him to his hip, thought maybe get a takedown, but he bounced back right away. So he's in a front headlock position. Obviously, she knows this position real well. She's pretty strong there. He's way too deep on that arm. You can see she's got control of his right elbow there. He's too deep. He's got to keep that elbow up above the head. That prevents the other wrestler from tipping you on a hip. And once he made that adjustment, he was able to get around. Well, they've waved it off because he hasn't had control. He's come around but not stayed there, and now he finally does. And he's got her on her hip. So this is what position he's got to keep her in. He tried to throw a leg. He got a little high. She bucked him off. Now we're back on our feet for an escape. 7-5. He needs to go, well, he's going to take a shot to the outside. He's got that arm. He just had to pull the arm when he had it. He gave it up. He's got to drive through this. It looks like he's got a cradle hooked up there. Yeah, that's a position that coach is not going to be real happy with. And it was a very late awarded takedown. But yeah, we took the girl down to the mat, had a cradle locked up. The official was a little hesitant. Now Milton's coach is going to go to and ask for clarification on that because it was so late. As a coach, I'll be honest, I've been in Pat's shoes before. The one point area you don't want to see given up is a very late call where a position didn't seem like it changed. I don't blame him for asking, but from this angle, it looked like he had a cradle, and and we were good.
And so now we're in the third round.
The third period here, we're going to choose, Beavers choose down. He's going to a short sit again, kind of slides out there. He's got to be careful with that. He can get sucked back there. So that's something when they look at the tape, he's going to have to fix. But he's able to get the reversal. 12-5. He's got a half locked in. He's got to drive that over the hip. Fischel's got to watch that shoulder. The bottom wrestler. Make sure it stays safe. She's doing a nice job driving into him and looking for a high leg over, which is what she's doing. She keeps driving over him. Braden's just got to keep his hips up. And he's got to drive her over this shoulder here. Get his head inside and drive.
Just now hit about a minute left in the period.
Looks like he might have lost that cradle. Back to the half. He's got a half and a leg. You got to be real careful with high halves. A lot of bad things can happen if you don't run that correctly. So you just got to be a little safe there. And that's what Coach Winker is yelling at him: is come back behind and get a reset.
Yeah, I imagine it's not only not comfortable, but not necessarily safe to have somebody just pivoting fully on their head.
Well, and again, you don't want to give up a reversal, and that's just what happened there. So Devlin got a reversal there at the edge of the mat, so it's 12-7 now. Lanaville with 25 seconds left in the match. And see, there's that. He sat out again, and she started to suck him back there. So again, that's something where they're going to have to look on tape and make that adjustment. If you sit that far, your hips that far away, and your shoulders come back, well, where's your momentum going to go? Your momentum's going to bring you back. Wrestling doesn't have to be overly complicated.
Right.
So again, he needs to make sure he's watching that. She got two near fall right there at the end. That'll overhead in the third period. Sorry, we were period off there. It's 12-9 heading into the third period. So she's going to choose down. As you can see, Beavers chose to let her up to wrestle from the feet, so that's going to give an automatic 1-point escape. Similar to an automatic 4 balls in baseball to take your base there.
Right.
So we're going to wrestle from our feet, thinking that maybe the positioning not real good for us on the mat. That's a real close situation there, where she took him down to his hip on the edge of the mat. He's gotta stay within himself and slow things down. He's letting things get a little bit fast. He's got to slow things down. He's got to get on her wrist. He's got to stay behind her. Stay behind her. Get her flat on a hip. Slow things down with a wrist. He's got the lead. He's up 14-10. She's doing a lot of short sits. She's going to her shoulder, and that's all great technique. He's got to slow things down. And now he got lazy with his hip. She's been trying this all night, all match. She's trying to go high hip over, and it worked out for her there. She gets a reversal. It's now 14-12. And she's got kind of a leg in. She doesn't have that leg in deep, but she's got Braden on it, his shoulders turned. He's laying kind of flat. She's sinking that leg in a little bit closer. She's prying him back. Now swipes are happening. There's at least 3 swipes. That's at least 2 points. That's going to draw the match to a tie with 45 seconds left. He's got to get his head off the mat. He's got to get an escape. He's got to work here. No, reach back. Boy, oh boy, sorry. Coach and me started coming out there. You cannot reach back. He's sitting way far. He's able to get the escape. He's got to protect his legs. He let up there. He let up. He got the point. He was backpedaling. He relaxed. She shot right in there. She's got the lead 16-15 with 15 seconds left. He needs to get away. He's turning in. He's on the edge of the mat. 5.9 seconds left on the mat. He needs to get an escape or he's going to lose by 1. And so these positions here, Ninja, this is mat time, this is experience. These are things that are frustrating now, but by the end of the year, he's not going to be doing, and he's going to go to that sit. He's not going to be able to get away this time. He's going to drop this one 16-15. Nice match. Wrestled here. A lot of heart on both sides. Tough match. So that's 3 team points for Milton. They draw the score 24-13.
That's really a clear indicator of what you're talking about, where every point really counts. You want to keep those bonus points to a minimum. Both wrestlers really battling it out there.
Yeah.
But it felt like she stuck with it a little bit harder.
All right, so we move to 126 pounds for the Beavers. They're going to throw Avante Smith out here. He's a sophomore. He hasn't had a varsity match yet on the schedule yet, so this is making his varsity debut this year. And for Milton, they're going to throw Maddie Peach out there. She's a sophomore. She's 7-6 on the year, but don't let that record fool you. This is a tough wrestler. She took first last weekend at the Badger State Girls Tournament, going 5-0. She wrestled all summer long. She was first at the USA Wrestling Northern Plains Freestyle back in May. First at the Girls Free State Championships in Chicago in September. This is a tough wrestler. So don't let that 7-6 record fool you. And she comes out again firing. And again, as I'm watching the last takedown in the previous match, and right now, this is Milton Wrestling. You get after it, you don't waste time, you get on those legs, you're scoring points. And so she's scoring points here, got the takedown, throwing legs right in. Avante needs to get his legs free here because this could be trouble if he doesn't.
All right, speaking of legs, very powerful legs. You can see she was kind of pushing him around the mat
look at that. She went right to a half. He got flipped, but she got out of position, and that's strength there. Right there, that is strength. So he gets the reversal. They're going to give Beaver Dam 2 near fall points in that. I think they missed some from Milton. They're going to get the reversal. So the score on the scoreboard is 4-4, but I think it should be 6-4. We'll see if Milton asks for clarification, but she throws a half in. She's got him flat there. She's got to keep that far arm straight. She's got to get the pin. 35 seconds left. Again, she's a tough wrestler. So 6 more team points for Milton. They're going to draw the score 24-19 in favor of Beaver Dam.
We'll take this quick moment between matches. Remind everybody of our sponsors for tonight. We have Hometown Glass and Improvement, Columbus Family Dental, and the Beaver Dam Unified School District. Our broadcast tonight also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings, Kladowski Real Estate, Slumberland, Silica for your home, Summit Ford, Beaver Dam Mayville Tire and Service, Surefire, Richards Insurance, Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Park Village Shopping Center, Preferred Dental Partners, Jerry's Automotive, Air Care, Napleton Chevy Buick GMC, and White Construction.
And while we get set for this, just an update from the Family Center. Beaver Dam is up 2-0 on South Central in the second period. Now we've got, at 132 pounds, Grayson Kenan, a sophomore, 10-7 on the season. This last Saturday finished 4th at the Wickersham. Last year had a real nice season. He did finish 3rd at the regional, had a tough bracket. The one thing I'd say about Grayson here is he was down at 113 pounds. Now you see him wrestling up at 132. That is a big jump, Ninja. That is a big jump for lightweight guys, and unfortunately what you see oftentimes is a slump between their adjusting. We haven't seen that yet with Grayson. You know, he's a tough wrestler. He's seen some tough kids this year, but he gets after it, and that's what I really like. That's what I saw in him last year, and that's what I continue to see. He's aggressive, and he didn't care who he wrestles. He just goes out and competes.
Well, from what I can see, looking at his frame, that must have been a lot of time in the weight room. Well, probably a lot of protein shakes.
I don't know. Last year, like I said, when I left in June, he was a 113-pounder, and he came back a 132-pounder. So whatever he did, we need to get a couple more boys on that schedule. He's going to be wrestling Tyler Treem of Milton, who's a sophomore, 0-5 on the season. So this would be a point where if you're watching the scouting report, like Coach Winker, this is a match where you're looking for bonus points. You're hoping for a pin, but you're looking for bonus points. And so far, Grayson's doing a nice job on top controlling. Now, if you're Milton, on the other hand, you're looking to prevent bonus points. Especially at this point, you've drawn the match to within 5 points here. So you cannot afford to give up pins. You cannot afford to give up techs. You can't afford to give up majors. If you're going to lose, it has to be a decision. And you don't want to lose either at this point, by the way. But
right.
you can't allow for bonus points. So Grayson's doing a nice job driving with his toes, keeping pressure forward on that spinal column there. He's trying to lift that leg to get a little bit more pressure. He's coming with a crossface there, looking for the far wrist. He's got to pop that elbow forward to get to a tighter wrist, but he's going to give that up and look for an Oklahoma there, and he's going to move to the back. Grayson does a nice job on the top, moving from move to move to move. He's not just sitting. He's not getting caught out of position. He's staying on top. He's staying in good position. He's chain wrestling. And that's going to be a caution. And as the phone went off and the field house was quiet, the phone next to me went off. It sounds like Beaver Dam scored another goal over at the Family Center. So that should be 3-0. I will find out who scored that goal. Again, 2-0. It doesn't feel like a 2-0 match at the end of the first period. Kenan really controlled the wrestling there. Just wasn't able to get in near fall there.
Well, and considering the 3 matches or so before it that were very much back and forth.
Yeah. Kenan got choice there, and in a different situation than you normally see, they chose neutral right away. And I like seeing takedown wrestling. But something you typically don't see. Typically the book says you choose down, get away, then go on your offense. It's a 3-point swing. But again, this is a match that you can tell that they want. Grayson, this is a position. He's in on a single leg. He's getting a lot of pressure there. He probably needed to go to a dump action where you're just taking the kid over his butt in a reverse action. Didn't do that. Kept pressure. Now we're on the edge of the mat without a takedown. And unfortunately, both wrestlers went on a bounce, so we're going to give up that position. So again, in that position, you're in a single leg, you're on your feet, you're taking pressure. You need to dump him back on his butt, get that takedown. And now the Milton wrestler right back in on the wrestling, right back in on it, gets a takedown. Now it's tied 2-2.
Yeah, very aggressive there, which what you said is very indicative of this Milton squad.
Again, Milton's thinking, you don't give up bonus points, but the other thing they're thinking is we're coming out to win this match. I think he got Milton wrestler there got away with some locked hands there, but I'm not the official, and I wasn't on the mat to see it. Drew off the mat again. We'll get a restart with 46 seconds left in the second period. Here's the deal. Grayson chose neutral. And whenever I would have kids that chose neutral, I tell them, look, you chose neutral. You need to be scoring. We need to be leading this match going into the third period. So right now, his objective, he's got to get away. He's got to get some points going into that third period. He chose neutral. He gave up. Again, now we're up 3-2. If he would have went down, got away, we'd be up 3-2. So really, it would be nice for him in 30 seconds left in this period to get a takedown and validate a little bit, taking neutral there in a second. Working the head. This kid really doesn't have he's standing pretty straight-legged. He's pretty flat on his feet. Grayson's got to see that. He's got to attack those legs. Got a level change here. Got to attack. We're hanging on the head. But again, 6 seconds left in the match. 3-2. That's the end of the period. So again, if you're going to choose neutral in the second period, you're hoping to be up more than just a point going into the third. And so the Milton wrestler's going to choose down. Why? You get an escape, we're all tied up. Get a reversal, you have a point lead. So that is the gamble you make when you choose neutral in the second period. And now Grayson's got to ride. The idea here now, they didn't let him go. They didn't want to give up a tie. Now we got to get back points. So he's stepping through nice and high. Nice job with the leg turk. He's got to elevate that leg turk. He's got to cross-face hard, scrape that leg, elevate the leg. He's doing a nice job there. And you can see Grayson, he's really reaching out. He's really reaching out towards the edge of the mat. That's forcing his body to extend, which forces the Milton wrestler to go flat. By the way, a break in the action here. Beaver Dam Hockey just scored again, so now they're up 4-0.
Oh, wow.
On South Central. See, we're full service here, really. If we could get somebody to call in and tell us how the girls' hoops game is doing in MG, that would be great.
Right.
I know Joe Schneider, their AD over at MG, was checking in with me a little earlier. Joe, if you could send me a score, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to share it with the listeners. Under a minute now left in the third period.
So we were able to get, Grayson was able to get some near fall there. He's up 6-2 with about 43 seconds left. Again, love to get some extra near fall here. Right now he's got a decision up 4. Would love to get a few more. So 34 seconds. So again, conventional wisdom, you got the lead, you're up 4, get the win, right?
Mm-hmm.
You always want to put points on the board. However, if you can find a way to put him on his back, get some near fall, get some extra points to shoot some bonus points up, that would be fantastic. And for the Milton wrestler, you just keep fighting here. We've seen in a couple matches earlier, you never know what's going to happen. You just keep fighting and see what happens. Interesting call. Grayson's going to get called for stalling on the top position. The official is saying he isn't actively looking to score and actively wrestling. Again, I'm not, given the circumstance, I'm not sure about that, but.
Winding down the final seconds here.
So Grayson's going to get the win 6-2. It's going to add 3 team points to score, so Beaver Dam moves to 27-19 as we head into 138 pounds. So 138 pounds, Avery Femite, who has been an ace for this team so far this year, is going to hit the mat. Avery so far is 17-1. He's a junior on the year. Last weekend finished first at the Wickersham. He was the first of our 3 champions for the Beaver Dam team. So Ashton's been awesome this year. He was a sectional qualifier last year. I know he's got his sights set high. And Avery, by the way, very well-rounded student athletes in the band and helps perform in the performing arts area. So very well-rounded student, great student. So these are the kind of guys that you want to see out. He's going to be wrestling Cash Klug, who's a sophomore, 4-2 on the season. So again, for Coach Winker, you're sending out one of your best. You're hoping to get big bonus points here. You get to this point in the duel, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches to go. You're hoping to put this out of reach so that you don't have to sweat very much going into the last ones. And you got the right guy out there. He kind of just got a cross-arm trip there, put his opponent to his back. Look for some bonus points, got 3, so we were up 5-0 with 1:20 left in the first. Now he's pulling that arm back into a hammerlock position, trying to push that across. You imagine, your arm going across your back really turns your shoulder, and that's really the idea here, is to take that leverage point and push it back. And they will turn their hips for you if you run it tight, and that's what you see there. The kid has turned his hips. He doesn't want to allow Avery to get that arm through to lock the wrist, but in the process of doing that, he's turned his hips a little bit, and every time Avery drives on it, he turns those hips a little bit more. Avery does typically does a really nice job there. But look at that. He gave up the escape. Obviously didn't want to get that, but right back on the offense on a low single shot. He's got a great shot there. I'm always telling him, get back on the gas. Get back on that shot. You got a great shot. I wish I had. And again, Ninja, the best leg ride in the world. We got a leg Turk here. Going with a crossface, getting near fall. 19 seconds left in the period. Now he's just using his forearm to push. It's very difficult to get a pin with a leg Turk, but it's easy points. And if you got to lead late, it's a great way to hold your opponent in one spot. 3 more points to go, so Avery's up 10-1. Choice goes to Beaver Dam. Beaver Dam to first. Milton's going to go neutral. Love to see Avery get back on that low shot here. You can see, right there, right on that ankle. Takedown, 12-1.
Yeah, very quick off the whistle for that one.
Yeah, he's got a great shot off the whistle there. And you saw it even off the whistle, and off the whistle in the first period. He's just got a really nice low shot that comes with that little bit of quick twitch and just being a good athlete. Now he goes to a duck under there. Again, he's got the kid reaching. And the reason, so what happens there is you've taken 2 low quick shots. So if you're the other kid, what do? You try to get your hands on your opponent to slow him down so he doesn't get your shot. As soon as he reaches, Femite hits a duck under, goes right under those arms for an easy takedown, and now we got him on his back. That's textbook wrestling. You take one thing away, you get your opponent thinking one way, you attack him in another way. Every setup has a counter with another counter to another counter, and that was textbook wrestling by Femite, who gets the pin there. And now the team score rolls 33-19.
We do want to let everybody know Beaver Dam High School, Pace Center, Advanced Placement, Performance, Thriving School to Work Apprenticeship Program, a rich tradition in music and the arts. Beaver Dam High School, a multi-year top-ranked high school by U.S. News and World Reports. The hardware your Golden Beavers earn in sports start with the hard work in the classroom. Beaver Dam Unified School District, guiding students, empowering futures. And he is a great example of one of those students who said multi-talented athlete.
So this is a great matchup to watch. So this is one of Milton's hammers. This is Tyson Peach, who's a senior, 12-1 on the season. Last year was 5th at the state tournament at 132 pounds. So he's up a little bit, but you can see he's a tough wrestler. And he wrestles all year long, wrestles for AWA. Took 3rd at the Dvorak last weekend, which is another tough tournament here in the Midwest. Tough wrestler. But for the Beavers, this is Ashton Seer, and he's wrestling up tonight a little bit. 13-5 on the season. He's a freshman. This is a really bright kid. This is a kid that's going to be a great performer for this team for years to come. Really bright spot. So a lot of fun to watch him wrestle, but he knows he's got a tough matchup here. And this, there's nothing wrong with tough early season matchups. It gives you an idea of where you need to be and what you need to do to get better. And in a sport like wrestling, it's not how you start the season, it's where you finish the season. Ashton's off to a great start. He's going to get a great idea of where he's at. And I know he's going to keep working. He's a hard-working kid. We're very fortunate to have him on the team. So takedown here by Peach. He's going to let us go 4-2 early in the season. By the way, update from the Family Center. Beaver Dam hockey is now up 5-0. And another takedown by Peach. So again, one thing I talked about early on with Milton is how physical they are, and that's really been a calling card. The Badger Conference, there's a couple teams that are really known for physicality, and Milton's really at the top of the list, and you really see that here with Peach. Some people look at it as dirty, some people look at it as intimidation. It's wrestling, and to put it for some of the people out there watching the little old school, it's that Iowa style versus the Oklahoma State style. That Iowa style of being in your opponent's face and really just forcing the issue and staying on the attack. And that's really been Milton's calling card for the last several decades. So we're 8-3 here. 8-3 here with 26 seconds left. And the update from my research team says that the Beavers just scored again. I think I heard Mike Thronson screaming from the Family Center.
There's a good chance of that, yeah.
It's 6-0 over there at the Family Center in favor of the Beavers. Now, even with the sound in here, with the Milton cheerleaders going, with my voice, your voice in my ear, I can hear Mike yelling from the Family Center. So it must be doing well over there.
He does really get into it. Now, you had said something last time, and you kind of talked about it just briefly, kind of hinted at it here, but, you know, the intimidation, a lot of this is mental as well, being in the right headspace and approaching it in the right attitude.
Yeah, wrestling, and again, I'm a little biased because, you know, I was a wrestling coach for many years, but to me it's the toughest sport out there in that you put your body through the toughest times, through hell, to train, and that's even if you're not cutting weight. And then on top of that, the mental part, the self-doubt, the confidence, the pushing through. You know, we talk about kids about adversity and perseverance and resiliency now, especially coming out of COVID. Wrestling teaches that in spades. You want to teach your kid adversity, how to come through adversity. You want to teach them resiliency. Put them on the mat, make them a wrestler, because they're going to learn it every single night at the practice room. And so Peach gets a pin there. 6 points to Milton. The score now is 33-25 going into 150 pounds. And another ace for the Beavers comes up in Easton Warden. So Warden is 14-3 on the season. He's a junior. He was in the finals last weekend of the Wickersham, finished in second place. So he's looking to kind of avenge that loss and get things going again. Warden last year was a sectional qualifier, finished third at the Badger Conference at about 152 pounds. So a very good wrestler, solid wrestler, does a lot of wrestling in the offseason, an AWA kid. He'll be wrestling Caleb Wendt, who's a sophomore, 6-9 on the season. And what I like about Easton coming here, okay, so we just gave up a pin there. So what do? You come out attacking, you come out pushing, you come out pulling. We've got a trip here coming. He's got to throw his hips through. He didn't get it. Adjusted things, went to behind. Now we're on a trip. Broke 32nd mark in the match, and we're working for a pin, but we're going to be off the mat. So 33-25, Beaver Dam on top of Milton. Warden out here. He's got a 2-0 lead at 150 pounds over Wendt. Looking at a chop and jam, a tight waist. Looking for an arm bar there. Arm bar and a wrist, that's even better. Now he just got to run it. He's got it nice and tight, plenty of time to run it. He's got to get those shoulders turned. That arm did come out, but as you can see, I don't know if you caught that, he cupped that shoulder. So anytime you lose that wrist, that comes out, you cup that shoulder, and that provides the same amount of leverage and pressure point to still run that. And what the ref did there, he stopped the match. Obviously, the arm got extended. He said it's potentially dangerous. So even if you're heading for a pin there, if the official feels like you're going to pull the kid's shoulder out of socket, they're going to stop it for the safety of the wrestler. Well, an update from the Family Center is now 6-1. Beavers. We're back to that wrist and well, now we've got an arm bar and we're just sitting back on a tilt. We have a score update from Monona Grove for the girls basketball team. At halftime, it's Monona Grove 38, Golden Beavers 22. So Warden's got a leg in there. It's not real deep. He's really sitting on an arm bar and trying to get near fall. It looks like he got enough swipes for 2 near fall points coming, which are being held because he still is holding the same hold. Now he's back on that arm bar. He's got that tighter. He's really posting that shoulder down. He's now hooked the other, so now it's essentially a double arm bar. got to move those hips a little bit. Time ran out. He's going to have 3 near fall points coming to him, 5-0 heading into the second. Milton's going to have choice and defer. Beaver Dam is now going to defer. Must have been wrong choice by the official. He corrected things. Milton's going to choose neutral. Obviously, you know, and I've talked about it, the book says choose down if you get choice. Well, if you're in the down position, you keep getting turned, you don't choose down anymore. The next best spot is probably neutral. And Warden, again, right on the shot. He's keeping the leg, and look at that. He's transitioning right. Oh, he was transitioning into back points there and just lost it. Now he's on a crossface. Again, Warden's doing a real nice job. He's going to butcher, pulling them all. He's got to keep coming. He's got to keep pulling that arm. That shoulder will turn. Keep coming. He's going to keep coming. Now you can see he's settling his hips down, which is helping provide leverage. You got to be tough here. Both wrestlers have to be tough here. If you're Milton, you don't want to give anything up. You got to toughen that position out, and he did.
I can only imagine the amount of strain that's going on when you have a guy on top of you like that, spinning and taking your arm with him.
So wrestlers who have been doing it for a long time tend to have back, shoulder, knee, hip. Any joint that moves, it's going to hurt at some point, unfortunately. And that's why they train as hard as they do to prolong things. But certainly, if you're watching this, it doesn't look like it's too nice in the back. Warden's back on that arm bar on the wrist, and he's going to get near fall points here. And he's got the pin. 30 seconds left in the second period. That shifts the score 39 for the Beavers, 25 for Milton.
Winning by 12 for the Golden Beavers, Easton Warden. Now wrestling at 157 for the Red Hawks.
So we're going to see what happens here.
And I know sometimes we'll have instances where there are forfeits at certain weight classes because there's just not a wrestler there. But I haven't seen that yet tonight.
Yeah, so both these teams have full lineups, and I know Coach Winkers had some openings in the lineup, and so he made sure to fill them. So here we have a matchup here at 157 for the Red Hawks. We have Caden Fitterer, who's a junior. He's 6'9" on the season. And for the Golden Beavers, they're going to send out Liam Grunewald up here. Grunewald's making his dual meet debut. He's a junior on the season. He wrestled at the Wickersham this weekend. He's a kid with a lot of heart and works really hard in the practice room and keeps fighting. And I know Winker has a lot of confidence in him that he'll come out and perform. So Milton opened up. It's up 2-0 here. He's got a cross arm in this position. That's a tight position. We want to circle out of there. Circle to our right. Fritter's going to give it up, go behind, and now Grunewald did a nice job there, seizing the opportunity, seeing that Milton kid lost his position and just came to his feet, got an escape. We're in a nice sprawl position. We got to keep our hips back, keep fighting the back, get that head down. If the guy's head is down, their body's going to go down. It's no different than football. As I see Coach Lindy here, just down the way. Again, if your head's down, you're going to tackle down. If your head's up, you're going to tackle up. Same kind of deal with shots and wrestling. And now Milton's wrestler throws a head steal. We're on our back. It's a tough position to be in. Grunewald's posting that right elbow. That's keeping his shoulder up. That's preventing him from getting pinned. Milton wrestler really needs to turn his hips over. Instead of having his hips up and open, he needs to turn his hips over the top. He needs to take his right leg, put it over his left. That would have that would have changed some weight distribution, would have changed some torque, might have gotten him there.
Been a difference between near fall points and potentially a pin.
Right. When you get a guy on his back, they need to stay there. You need to get a pin, and pinning the correct way helps there. So Milton's going to take a 7-1 lead going into the second period. They're going to choose neutral, having just thrown our wrestler to his back for 5. So you choose neutral, try to get back to that pinning situation. Both wrestlers reaching for the head, both reaching for collar ties. Again, you got to be looking for shots, looking at, what is the opponent giving us, and just a short, little outside single and go behind for Milton there. And look at this, Grunewald just keeping working, coming up to his feet. Almost had an escape there, turned in, looking for a leg to possibly get a reversal. He's going to have 1 here, maybe 2. Let's see how they rule this. They're going to give him 1, loss of control. So escaper going to go back to neutral, so 9-2 with 1:02 left in the second period. Now he's on a quick shot off the whistle, down to the ankle. He's got it deep. He's got to keep coming up. He can go headhunt here. Milton wrestler knew that was coming, so he gave up the takedown rather than allowing for potential near fall, and now we're riding. So it's 9-4. See if Grunewald can get a turn here and get some near fall points. Nice job following there by top man. He's got 21 seconds. Coach Winker would love to see him get a ride out here, if not get points. He's got a tight waist and a wrist, fighting hands up front. He's got to return here. Got to return short time. 9 seconds left. Cannot give an escape. Does a nice job getting the return with 5 seconds left. So again, you're down 5. With 5 seconds left, the last thing you can do here is give up points. You want, you're going to have choice in the third period. Get a tough ride out here, and Milton's going to help us out by not making a real aggressive move on the bottom, and here we go to third period. Beaver Dam's choice. Looks like they are choosing neutral. So let's go out and score. I like it. It's aggressive. Let's go out and score. So we need to get back to that shot that worked for us well, that nice low shot. I think he can get it again, but he's got to protect here. We're a little flat-footed. Now we got snapped into a leg. We've got 2 hands of leg. He's got to keep cutting that corner, keep coming, don't give up on it, keep circling. See the Milton kid kind of stopped on his sprawl there. We got to keep on that leg, get back to our circle. Keep circling. What he wants to do is get his right elbow. You can see Liam's right elbow is high. He wants to get that pin behind the kid's calf, get that to the mat, and what that would prevent is the kid from being able to circle and square up on him, and he'd have a much easier time getting to the takedown. So again, 1:27 seconds left here. Love to see that shot again. He can score on that shot. We don't like to be draping our arm there on top. We're going to be on an inside tie. We're on the outside. We're just draping that arm. But nice hard shot to the outside. He's got to finish here. Got to keep working. Keep circling. Keep moving. Can't sit. Again, we're back to that same point where we've got to get to the corner early. We've got to get that elbow. Now he's going to pop up through 2 takedowns. So now it is 9-6. If you don't believe you can get a turn, you got to go back neutral. Looks like he's going to throw a leg in. We'll try to get near fall here. He's got a leg in. He's cranking hard on that power half, but I don't think that leg is tight enough. His body, well, here it comes. Look at this. Look at this. He's got that arm pulled back. He's got to grab the chin and pull back with the arm. He's got it. He's just got to get him turned. He's got to extend his legs. He's got to arch his back. He's got to pull like he's never pulled. He's trying to get that arm behind his head. He lost it there. 10 seconds left. He had a shot. Back to the power half. 5 seconds left in the match. Wrestled tough. both wrestlers wrestled tough. Nice job for both wrestlers.
Definitely one of those instances we talked about where it's about trying to get those points or trying not to give up as many points.
Well, you look at the score. So it's Beaver Dam 39, Milton 28. They were up 14 going into that match. Those bonus points we talked about earlier, Preston Hammond, not giving up a pin, that saved the team 2 points. That plays big there in the decision-making that Coach Winker had to make. And so, again, it may seem small in the moment, but those bonus points certainly add up late, and they provide huge, for coaches, it provides huge for the strategy that you lay out there. So we move to 165. Last match of the night, Brock Mullenbach, junior, 5-5 on the season. Don't let that record throw you off. Took second last week at the Wickersham. Coach Lindy's got to love that out of one of his defensive players, getting on a double leg and driving through, keeping those feet moving. I'm pretty sure they worked on that all summer long. Again, if you're a football player, you're a parent of a football player, if you want them to be better at football, have them come out for wrestling because we're going to train them how to tackle all winter long. I know you keep saying that's going to be a tagline at some point.
I think so.
So he's got him on his back. Dakota Funk from Milton is a freshman. Brock's he's got plenty of time, 1:20 left. He's got to get this pin to finish off the night. Again, don't let that 5-5 record confuse you. Brock's going to be another wrestler that this season is going to be making a push and hopefully making a push for Madison. He gets a pin. So with that, Beaver Dam goes ahead 45-28 in the duel. That's going to seal the duel. That's going to end tonight's wrestling. And for the Beaver Dam Golden Beavers, that keeps their conference title hopes alive. Now they still got to take care of business. They've got other duels ahead. They've got DeForest and Wanakee. They've got to still wrestle. They've got Oregon on the schedule, and they got to take care of business at the conference tournament. But that win right there against Milton puts them in the driver's seat to control their own destiny. I know that's what they want to do.
Yeah, that was absolutely amazing to watch. Again, great wrestling from both teams. Definitely what you said, Milton came out very, very aggressive. We're going to go ahead and take a break here on Daily Dodge TV. When we come back, I'm hoping Coach will come up and have a few words with us.
Yeah.
So we will be right back.
Are you ready for peace of mind? Chad Guzzi here, owner of Air Care in Beaver Dam. If you're tired of unexpected repair bills, you want to sign up for our Total Care plan. It ensures top performance and prolonged life of your heating and air conditioning equipment. Air Care's Total Care customers receive annual inspections, as well as a reduced maintenance rate, plus a 10% discount on all service repairs. Air Care, big enough to serve you, small enough to care. 920-356-8860.
At Preferred Dental Partners, our core values are more than just something we put on our wall. They're something we live out. Core value number 2 is the wow experience. This means that from the moment you walk in the door until the time you leave, we want to provide an experience for our patients that is unlike anything you've had before. There are lots of choices of dentists, and we never want anyone to feel they have to be here. We want them to choose to be here because they feel heard, welcomed, and well cared for. If you want to see what the wow experience is about, call or text Preferred Dental Partners today.
The teams at Beaver Dam and Mayville Tire and Service are growing and adding service technicians and auto lube technicians. Work in a clean shop environment with a fun and friendly team that is committed to excellence and customer satisfaction. Competitive pay based on experience, full benefits including health, dental, 401k. Join the growing team at Beaver Dam and Mayville Tire and Service. Find full job postings on Facebook or visit either location to submit your resume.
Hi, this is Dr. Adam Forster at Columbus Family Dental. If you've been unhappy with your smile, it's time that you come and see us. Our team of doctors are waiting to help you get your smile back. We'll take the time to talk with you and treat you like a member of our family, not just another number. Whether it's a whole mouth makeover or simply a little tweak, we'll find the right solution that fits you. For your free, no-pressure consultation, call us today at 623-5559.
Cheer!
Now cheer louder. Any accomplishment worth doing is worth doing with all your heart and soul. The entire team at Hometown Glass and Improvement knows that dedication, time, and respect can lead to greatness. When practicing free throws, running for a touchdown, or installing new windows and doors, it's a commitment to something larger than oneself that creates a legacy. So keep cheering for your hometown team. Hometown Glass and Improvement, online at hometownglass.com.
Jerry's Automotive in Beaver Dam is a champion of our local schools. Team up with Jerry's Automotive by pumping your gas at their Spirit Pump, where 2 cents of every gallon is donated to a local school each month. Jerry's Automotive also provides exceptional vehicle service and repairs and a great selection of convenience items. Visit Jerry's Automotive Center WI.com and on Facebook. Jerry's Automotive, 700 North Spring Street in Beaver Dam, across the street from Beaver Dam Food Pride.
Is selling your home like a walk in the park? If you were in Central Park at 2 a.m. maybe. Chris Kladowski Real Estate. When it is time to sell, be it due to loss or love, growth or downsizing, staying near or going far, there are 3 basic steps. List it, sell it, move on. The steps are made simple by working with a trusted real estate advisor. Our family team is with you every step of the way, making those 3 steps as smooth and fun as possible. Kladowski Real Estate. We look forward to serving you.
You're watching the Daily Dodge postgame show.
Coach, 45-28, not too shabby.
Yep.
How about that?
It's nice to get out of here with another win. Very good team across there. They got some very excellent individuals. Some of the best girls wrestlers in the state. So coming out here with a win is definitely a positive.
You know, Milton's one of those true blue bloods in the state. They've dominated whatever conference they've been in, whether it was the Southern Lakes or coming to the Badger. What's it like, and what's it mean for your program to knock off a team like that, like you did tonight?
I mean, anytime you can, put your name ahead of teams like Milton or McGuanago or Stoughton, like all those teams that for decades have been near the top of Wisconsin wrestling, it just says something about where your program is headed. And we're hoping that, this is not just a one-year thing, that we can continue to build with this in future years and, just put our names among those elite teams.
A lot of nice performances tonight. Obviously, your Hammers did what they were supposed to do, but matches like at heavyweight, Micah Keberlin, or 113, Landon Johnson. Just talk about those 2 performances in particular.
I mean, it's always easy to lean on your best wrestlers and say they have to, contribute X, Y, or Z. But when you have to talk about it's a team, you're putting 14 weight classes out there. Sometimes your guys that are in the middle or at the bottom, they got to do their job and they have to contribute to the team too. Michael going out there at heavyweight, getting a pin. Landon Johnson going and getting a fall at 113. I mean, those matches are huge because if you start, taking 6 from us and giving 6 to them, that score starts looking a lot closer. So those guys going out there and doing just a great job and taking care of their matches really solidifies the team effort.
Couple guys wrestling out of position, wrestling up a little bit. Just talk a little bit about how that folds into the strategy tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple guys that were out all week with illness. We got a lot of injuries going around our practice room, and unfortunately a lot of them are all the same weight. So trying to cover all those weights with our best wrestlers and trying to get the best matchups. Avante Smith steps in with, 2 months of experience wrestling a varsity duel, but he did a great job for us. He's wrestling a tough opponent. Maddie Peach is going to be top 3 in the state for girls this year. So to go out there and, get a reversal, scoring near fall against her after only wrestling for 2 months, that's great. And just willing to go out and do his job for the team. Another one, Liam Grunewald stepping in. We had a little bit of an injury this week. The match was put away, but to have a kid like that, being able to get some varsity experience, probably deserving, just on our team, we're pretty deep, and he's just kind of stuck behind some of our best wrestlers. So it's great to see him be able to compete in that varsity lineup.
As the AD and the supervisor PE, I'm going to make sure we're not on the ice anymore. So beating MG.
Yep.
Beating Watertown. Beating Milton. You hold the keys to your future for a conference title. How do you keep your kids hungry now that you've had the 3 big ones to keep getting better and keep pushing?
I mean, it's about showing up and doing the best that you can each day. We're talking more and more about, not just conference, but now what happens at regionals as a team, what happens for team sectionals. And starting to get them to understand that this is bigger than just winning a duel in a single week. This is about winning duels in February when those take you to team sectionals and those take you to team state. So getting kids to understand that, big picture, we have goals, we have places that we could get to. And it's just a matter of getting better every single day, never taking a day off, and just always realizing that, you're competing against someone, you respect your opponent, you go out there and you wrestle hard.
Turn your attention now to the Bi-State. Now, you know that place because you wrestled up there. Just talk about that challenge ahead of this team.
There's very good wrestlers that place 13th at Bi-States. You're placing in the top 5 there. You're in the contention for a state title. You have some of the best teams across 2 states and 3 different divisions. You're really loading up those brackets with very quality wrestlers. You have 74 teams, I believe it is. So just every match is a grind. You lose a match early, you're on the consolation side. You're just going to keep wrestling every single hour all the way back through for 2 days. So it's just a mental grind and a great mid-season test for these guys on an individual level to see where they can get to.
Coach, thanks. Congratulations. Enjoy it. We'll
Thank
see you tomorrow. We'll take a break from there.
When it comes to a winning lineup, turn to the selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at Napleton GM in Beaver Dam. Their team goes the extra mile to provide a winning experience, from hassle-free financing options to exceptional customer service. It's like having a dedicated cheering section cheering you on in every step of the vehicle purchase. Give the team at Napleton GM in Beaver Dam a call at 920-885-3301 or visit napleton151.com and find new roads with their winning inventory.
At Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam, we are a second-generation family-owned business that has been in the Beaver Dam community for over 25 years. Our goal is to make the process of buying a vehicle fun again. No pressure, no hassle, just quality customer service from our friendly and experienced sales staff. So give us an opportunity the next time you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle. The worst that can happen is we shake hands and part as friends, and if you catch us on the right day, you can enjoy one of Mom's amazing homemade cookies. Let our family take care of your family at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam.
In today's financial markets, you will find all your needs met at Park Village Shopping Center. Time is right for a home equity line of credit. The folks at Horicon Bank can make those home remodel dreams a reality. Searching for sound financial advice? Kevin Smith of Edward Jones will help you make sense of your investments. Kevin knows the market inside and out. Knightberry Title meets all your title needs, from commercial to residential. The team at Knightberry is your partner for success. This is why you hear people say, I shop Park Village Shopping Center. You should too.
Park Village Shopping Center.
Hi, I'm Josh Schneider with Silica for Your Home. We have a great feature available in our showrooms, our digital price tags. They search the internet every day and allow us to adjust the prices based on our competitors. That ensures you are always getting the best deal. If it finds a lower price, it will automatically change our Silica price in real time. These digital price tags are all about saving you time and money. Shop Silica for Your Home for the best sales, service, and selection.
Hey, it's Stacy with Slumberland, Beaver Dam in Watertown. Stop in and see everything that our store has to offer. We built it just for you. We have mattresses, box springs, power bases, bedroom sets, furniture, living room sets, dining sets, everything that you would need to complete your entire home. We've got our interest-free financing and a really great local staff here to help you. So you've got all local people here to help you out from start to finish for anything that you would need. So stop in, shop local, and save big with us.
At Summit Ford Beaver Dam, we are committed to serving the customers in our community, to bringing you into our dealership and making the buying process easy, fun, stress-free, and memorable. Thank you for choosing us and voting us Dodge County's best place to buy a new or used vehicle. Stop in today for a test drive and to see how we can help you find the car of your dreams. Summit Ford Beaver Dam.
The comfort in your home is too important to trust to just anyone. With over 75 years in the industry, Surefire Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to bring our community the heating and cooling services you deserve. Expect nothing short of excellence in service, installation, and 24/7 emergency service. As a premier Lennox dealer, we carry the best in equipment to bring you and your home peace of mind. Schedule your annual maintenance or claim your free in-home estimate today. 920-485-4883. Surefire, keeping what's important comfortable since 1947.
You're watching the Daily Dodge postgame show.
And welcome back on Daily Dodge TV. Ninja here, closing out the broadcast. I want to take a moment to remind everybody that if you are at all interested in more high school sports action, tomorrow, Friday, December 22nd, we will have Waupun at Beaver Dam boys hockey. That's going to be happening at 6:45 p.m. We'll have Wade Bates and Charlie Dern. Wade on the call, Charlie on camera. That'll be both on Daily Dodge TV and 1430 ESPN. Also tomorrow at 7, we'll have DeForest at Beaver Dam boys basketball. Mike Tronson on the call with our own Aiden Voigt, Agent AA Voigt, as he likes to be called, here on camera right from the field house. We do then have a break when it comes to high school sports action. You won't see us back again until Friday, January 5th, when Oregon comes to town to take on the Beaver Dam girls basketball team. That will be on Daily Dodge TV as well as on 1430 ESPN. We do want to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors who help make these broadcasts possible. Without them, we would not have the ability to be here. That includes Hometown Glass and Improvement, Columbus Family Dental, the Beaver Dam Unified School District. It's also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings, Klidowski Real Estate, Slumberland, Silica for your home, Summit Ford, Beaver Dam Mayville Tire and Service, Surefire, Richards Insurance, Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Park Village Shopping Center, Preferred Dental Partners, Jerry's Automotive, Air Care, Napleton Chevy Buick GMC, and White Construction. I'm sure you can hear the sirens going off in the background there, the alert. It's probably because they're raising the mats up over on the far side, but we're going to say it's because they're trying to tell us it's time to get the heck out of Dodge. So we want to thank you for tuning in on 1430. Well, actually, we're not on the radio tonight. We're just on Daily Dodge TV. This was a Daily Dodge exclusive. We want to thank you for tuning in to Daily Dodge TV to check out this broadcast. Again, our final tonight, Milton, 28 points, Beaver Dam, 45. This has been a production of Daily Dodge TV and ESPN, 1430 ESPN, Beaver Dam. Have a great night, everybody.
You're watching the Daily Dodge postgame show.